Hello everypony, Daylover here. Warning, this video will contain pictures from Google that is not mine, so please give respect to the owners of these pictures and copyrights. And also warning, it's going to contain my own personally opinion about stuff in My Little Pony, what happened in My Little Pony, what's going to happen, and it's only fan theories. So without further ado, here we go. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. So today I was wondering about like the weather in My Little Pony, and like there's this episode in the Crystal Empire where Luna and Celestia is battling the weather because the crystal heart was broken. And I was thinking to myself, like, we see all of the traps that Sombra lays out for Twilight in the earlier episode. But I have this idea about like what if it wasn't Sombra that made these yeah traps, or how to say that. Maybe it was Queen Amora that made the traps, because like not only is the door the thing you have to open with like using love magic on the door instead of like it's showing what your biggest fears are, but also I think like the heart itself and stuff like that is something like we can connect to Queen Amora with. Like I had this fan theory before with her making everything out of crystal, so maybe like Sombra is just like using that to his benefit, or how to say that, or Queen Amora made the door and stuff like that as way to protect the crystal heart from ponies like Sombra before like Twilight came there and handle everything, because like Sombra isn't able to make the love spell, so I think like that's was the reason why he didn't already had the crystal heart, because we know that the crystal heart is there when he takes over the Crystal Empire and has it down for 1,000 years, or how long it is. And like I think he tried to get to the crystal heart, but I think like the door stopped him. I think like the door is combination of like Queen Amora's power and maybe Starswell the Bearded's spells, or how to say that. Because I think what happened before Sombra and before everything else was like Queen Amora was the queen of the Crystal Empire, and she had her council that was the pillars. The pillars were living in the Crystal Empire and like guiding her and the ponies in the Crystal Empire, but they just forgot about all of this because like Sombra came there and he used his mind erasing spell for everything, and of course he killed the queen, he killed the Queen Amora. But who isn't to say like the pillars could have moved out of the Crystal Empire, or like went on to a journey, almost like the main six are going to journeys when they are getting their cutie marks on the map table. I think like the Crystal Empire had something that looked like that, where the pillars were seeing each other and like, oh, okay, we're going to go on a map, or on a quest here. And I think like the map have been there since the dawn of time, because like we see Starswell the Bearded use his magic on the board or on the map, and like we all get surprised by this. But I'm not so surprised no more, because like if there were the original main six, or how to say that, I think like Amora was sort of kind of like Celestia, maybe not, but I think like Amora was really clever, and if she had the ability to look into the future, or like know certain stuff, like almost like Celestia. I think like she could be the for ganger or the grandmom, or how to say that, to everything. And like I think like it wouldn't be too far fetched to think like Starswell the Bearded and the Pillars were alive at the same time, in the same timeline as Amora, because like we see them being brought back into the world of My Little Pony by Twilight spell, or how to say that. And we see the background story about them like encasing the Pony of Shadows and like doing all of this stuff. So I think like they have been on to quests almost like the main six has, just like I think like they were sent out on a quest where it was all of them, and when they came back, like they saw that the Crystal Empire was gone, or like Sombra erased their memories while they were done with their quests, and like then they didn't know where to go, and then the Pony of Shadows came and wreaked havoc, and they were just like, oh, maybe like we were supposed to take care of this problem first, to like come back, or how to say that. And they never came back because like I don't think like they know, well, they knew about the Crystal Empire, they just didn't know like it was under siege for 1,000 years, or how to say that. So I think like definitely we could have a interesting background story, or how to say that, if like one day like Cadence is talking about, oh, remember the time where the Crystal Empire was gone for 1,000 years and Sombra was overtaking everything, and the Pillars would just be like, what? Like why wasn't we called to like take care of this, or how to say that. And it could be like almost like the one that Discord does with the main six, putting them on a wild goose chase to some place or somehow. Like I think like Amora or the Pony of Shadows could be able to like send them away if that was necessary. If Amora had felt like the presence of Sombra, and she knew like the Crystal Empire was going to be overtaken, or how to say that, maybe she just wanted to keep the Pillars safe, or she actually didn't know anything about this, and she just tried to help Sombra as good as she could. Like we see in the comics how she's trying to console him and talk to him and try to figure out what he wants to do and stuff like that, and that ends up with her being turned into stone and being broken, or a dark crystal, or what it is. So I do believe like the Pillars and Queen Amora has something to do with each other. If like the Pillars were just Amora's council, almost like Celestia has the main six and Twilight as her council, I don't know. I don't wanna know, but I have a theory tomorrow about like how this is possible, and like it connects with the theory I have about Star's World actually being the one that made the elements of harmony, and like Amora making everything else. So maybe tomorrow I will talk about the elements of harmony, the keys and stuff like that for the box. But that was all for today. I hope like you like this theory. I have been thinking about it a while, but I didn't know how to tell you guys, because like I know that there's Weather Ponies, of course, and there's the Weather Factory and stuff like that, but I don't think like the Weather Factory can make something that is so dangerous, like what happens after the Crystal Heart is exploded and or like shattered. And I don't know, but let me know what you feel. Who is responsible for this magic? If it's just the what is going to happen after the crystal heart is broken, or you think like it's something to do with Sombra. Um, I don't know. I'm just going to make my fan theories for tomorrow as well, but that was actually all. Do remember that inspiration is right around the corner. Do remember to take care of yourself and loved ones. And that was all. Yeah, okay. Bye.